to Weird Wide, where we uncover the strange, mysterious, and often forgotten stories from around the globe. I'm your host, Bethany Geiger, with JD Ross.
What's up?
And Ashley Shue.
What's up?
Today, we're journeying to the 18th century New Orleans to explore the haunting legend of the Casket Girls. These young women arrived from France with mysterious wooden chests, only to find themselves at the heart of rumors. Were they innocent settlers, or did they carry something more sinister across the Atlantic?
Ooh.
Join us as we unravel the eerie folklore behind the Casket Girls and their lasting impact on the supernatural history of New Orleans.
New Orleans, huh?
I couldn't remember how I said it the first time. I had to think about it the second time.
I love
Here
it.
comes the hate mail.
That's
Yes.
right. Send us your hate mail, weirdwidepodcast@gmail.com. Hell yeah, though. We are talking about the Casket Girls today. Weirdtober continues, and we're getting our New Orleans on. We're going to go down south to New Orleans now. You guys had to know I was going to do a bad New Orleans accent, too.
Oh, God, yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. I expect this throughout the episode.
Oh, yeah.
Actually.
Oh, yeah. So what we've got here is we got girls coming across from France, and they got mysterious boxes. I feel like I'm losing it as I go. I
Yeah.
can't do it for long periods
It's
of
like
time. It's all good.
getting worse and worse. But like
In a fun
comically,
way? In a
Yeah,
fun way?
kinda.
Listen, my
Kinda.
head's already sweaty and baked, so let's
You're making it worse.
For those not watching, Ashley is rocking a lovely tinfoil hat today.
I'm in.
That's
Hell
right.
Yeah.
I'm protected.
In it to win it.
That's right. And once you're committed to the bit, you got to stay with the bit. It's just how it
She's
is.
gonna be dripping down her face by the end of the episode.
Yeah,
I'm
she is.
excited for it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't want this drink. It has amoebas in it.
It's contaminated.
It's contaminated.
All right. Before we get our Nolans on, before we go down south now, we got a little bit of weird news for you. Now, Bethany, I got one especially for you. Okay. For you
Okay.
especially. This is something that you might maybe try to take as like a little bit of a learning opportunity, maybe something to consider. So
Am I being
in-
attacked?
a little bit. So there's a lady in Washington State, and she for 3 decades fed raccoons.
Aww.
Yeah, it's cute, isn't it?
What happened to her?
Well, she
Hopefully
has
she gets
since
eaten.
passed. Nothing to do with said raccoons.
Oh,
But
damn.
now there's a raccoon problem in her house. So they're trying to
Imagine
unload the
that.
house, but there's over 100 raccoons that are living there, and they are not keen to let that place go.
Good. I wouldn't either. I'm Team Raccoon.
Hmm.
Hashtag Team Raccoon.
That's about how I expected that to go.
Yep. Listen, leave a comment down below on which team you're on. Team people taking over the house or hashtag Team Raccoon.
Wait, raccoons taking over the house or humans taking over the house?
Humans taking over the house.
Or the raccoons
Or
keeping
the
the
raccoons
house?
keeping the house.
Because it does seem like the raccoons have unionized at this particular point.
Good, because raccoons are really smart. And they have the most adorable little fucking hands.
They do, but they have
Nothing
the
like a
devils.
good trash panda.
Right.
It's true. Do
My
love a good trash
mom
panda.
used to feed raccoons. So I'm definitely
That
like
doesn't surprise me.
Is she still
Yeah.
alive?
well, no, but she died of cancer. And they didn't take
Oh.
over her house.
I was gonna
That's
say
fine.
maybe this is her.
Yeah.
I can see
Maybe.
Henry, my son Henry, being a raccoon guy, like having a bunch
Hell
of raccoons.
yes.
Is that the
Because
one
he
that I met?
loves them.
that
Yeah,
the one
he
that-
loves them.
Oh, yeah. I could see him being a raccoon kid.
Yeah, he loves raccoons.
Yeah.
And Charles likes pandas.
Well, that's nice. So they like the
So-
same animal, but different versions of it.
Correct.
Yeah. Me,
why I
I'm
think it's
more of a panda
hysterical.
guy myself. Like, I
Why
relate to the
can I see
panda.
that? I see
Hey,
that.
the panda knows what's up, man. They eat all day, they sleep all day, they hang out.
I seen a
Panda
video
don't
the
bother
other day
nobody.
that was
Honestly,
like, how are they still alive? Because they just do so much dumb shit.
They're the
Mhm.
dumbest animals.
Mhm.
Fun fact about pandas, did you know that every panda in the world is legally owned by China? China
Really?
rents them out. Yep. China
Huh.
rents them out to the zoos and stuff. Also,
So they're panda pimps.
yes, they
Panda
are.
Pimps.
Also,
Okay.
they have panda kindergarten.
Yes,
Wait.
I
That's
do
what they
know
call
that. It's something. Yeah.
look it
yeah.
up. And there's this one panda that's been in panda kindergarten for so long because she's just like extra dumb.
So she won't graduate panda kindergarten.
I don't
Panda
think
garden.
so. But I
know
love
a
her
few
10
like
times
that.
more because of it.
I know a few people like that.
I kind of, you know what? I feel like I relate to them more because I feel like they're also just doing it on purpose. I feel like they're just like, I don't want to pass your test. I don't want to
Right.
deal with your society. I just
At
want to
this
do
point,
panda
they
shit.
have to be doing it on purpose.
You know what? Team Panda over here.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm not
Also, Team
I'm not mad
Raccoon.
about it.
No.
Team all of the animals.
Yeah.
Team all of the
So
animals.
this one, not sponsored, by the way. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just very excited about it.
Not sponsored.
They're making a documentary about probably, arguably, one of the most famous alien abductions in the world.
Which one?
Linda Napolitano.
Really?
The Manhattan. It's called the Manhattan Alien Abduction.
Oh,
For those of you who don't know,
shit.
this is about the woman who was abducted out of her Manhattan apartment,
Mhm.
and multiple witnesses completely unrelated to, including, what was it, like a senator? Not a senator.
There was police chief.
No. It was somebody.
There was somebody high up there.
It was a government dude.
Yeah,
like a government official.
Somebody that like puts on a tie for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yup.
Definitely golfs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
But isn't good at it.
Doesn't have to be good at it.
Well,
right,
yeah,
because all of his lackeys tell him he is good at it.
Exactly.
He thinks he's good at it.
Exactly.
So
he
huge.
probably thinks he's good at other stuff too.
Yeah, that's true.
The documentary is coming out October 30th. So
Dude,
just in time.
Hell yeah, I
Whoa.
can't wait. Oh,
I might
shit.
get Netflix just to watch this.
That's Devil's Night. We got to watch The Crow.
That's true.
Sorry.
That's the night for The Crow.
Oh my fucking God.
How have you gone your entire life and not seen The Crow? I think we should have a Devil's Night party.
I inducted my children into the Devil's Night party.
Yeah. I think we should have, dude, the amount of we were talking about this the other day at work, the amount of stars in that movie alone.
Yes.
Really?
I know.
Ernie Hudson is in it.
I don't know who that is.
What? Winston Stedmore.
Stop talking.
I don't know who that is.
Nope. Don't talk to her. She's done.
Oh no, you're just gonna get upset with me.
Don't talk to her. She's done. She'll probably watch the remake too, which just makes me sick.
So, but like, I'm not good with scary movies. They're scary.
It's not
The
scary.
Crow's not really scary. The Crow's more like a revenge tale from beyond the grave with
More
really cool.
intense.
Yeah, it's definitely intense.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It sounds kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
It
Dude,
is. A guy died making it, bro.
I think that we should have a Devil's Night party this year for sure.
So, sonar evidence has come out that could revolutionize the way the Loch Ness sees Nessie. They found a large thing, a large object on sonar. A man named Sean Sloggy and Liam McKenzie.
Sloggy?
Yeah.
That sounds like somebody that like definitely like had some issues with his name, was like, I'm not gonna let this stop me.
Yeah.
Sloggy's gonna be on the case.
It was really bad because in the article that I was reading,
he's a sloggy bottom boy.
I am a man of constant sorrow.
I don't know what that means.
I know.
Of course you don't.
But they kept calling him Sloggy in the article because that's his last name and that's how articles work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they found it. It was huge. It was the biggest thing they've ever seen.
All right, so we might have
That's
like
what she
more
said.
giggity. So we might be getting more evidence of Nessie sooner than later.
Or it's just Ty's mom.
Damn. I don't know her.
Look, are you sure tonight's not the Devil's Night?
Literally.
I love it. Freaking. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something, but now I lost it.
Totally derailed.
Sorry.
All right, Ashley, you said you got some weird news for us. Hit us with it.
Well, it's not really news. Well, it kind of is because it brought it up to my psyche again.
Yeah.
because this is something that I pondered for years now. Because it's just weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh.
Hence the...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, we all know that Dame Maggie Smith has died recently.
Rest in peace.
She doesn't probably know.
I did know that.
Oh,
That
okay,
was
just
the
checking.
lady on Harry Potter, which I
Yeah.
never saw all of the Harry. I saw some of the Harry Potters.
It's McGonagall. It's the one that turned into a cat.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I liked her. I dressed up as her for Halloween one year.
You're
Nice.
not allowed if
Really
you
good
haven't seen the
job.
whole thing. But okay. So, it just seems like there's been a lot of Harry Potter death.
Hmm.
And it just tickles my tinfoil hat inside. The amount of people that were on that movie that have died. So, super sleuth in me
Mm-hmm.
decided I was going to pull up who they were.
Yeah.
There is a total of 15 people
Really?
that have met their demise. I've written them all down. I can read them to you if you like. And then I know how they died, which also really doesn't sit well with me.
Okay.
That's wild
So-
because it's not like it's like an old movie. Now, granted, let's
No,
face
it's
it.
not.
Let's face our ages because it is an older movie.
It is. It
It
is.
started in the
Older.
early
And a lot-
2000s.
Yeah, and a
Which
lot
was
of people,
20 years ago.
Oh, shut up, Justin. That's terrible.
Wow.
I don't like to
Rude.
think about that.
Neither
I
do
really
I.
don't like to think
Time
about it.
marches on, doesn't it?
It does. So, it just is weird. So we obviously have Maggie Smith.
Yeah.
McGonagall.
Yeah.
It's Michael Gambon.
That's the
second
original Dumbledore, right?
No, the second Dumbledore.
The second
Yeah,
one.
the
Okay.
second. Both Dumbledores have died now.
Yeah,
He
Dumbledore's
died
dead.
9/23.
Okay.
We have Alan Rickman, of course, Professor
Oof.
Snape, which
Didn't
still gets my heartstrings.
Oh, yeah.
It hurts.
didn't McGonagall die on the same day that Dumbledore died?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, a year later.
Yeah, a year
Yes.
difference.
Really?
Yes. So
I
we
knew that.
have Helen McCrory. She was Draco's mom.
Oh, yeah.
We have Robbie
Narcissa.
Coltrane. Yeah. Robbie Coltrane.
Oh,
Hagrid.
yeah. Robbie
Yeah.
was awesome.
I loved
We
Hagrid.
have Richard Griffiths, which is Vernon Dursley.
I don't know
Yeah, I
that.
remember that one. That was
That's
the
Harry
stepdad.
Potter's uncle.
Oh, yeah, yeah, the uncle.
Gross.
No
Um,
post today. That one, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have Richard Harris, which is Dumbledore 1.
Okay.
John Hurt, which was Ollivander, the wand maker.
Oh,
John Hurt. Wait a minute. Wait, that was
Yeah.
John Hurt?
Yeah.
Dude, that's the guy from Alien.
Well, he died.
That's the one that got the first chest burster.
Yeah, the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
I
that you're
didn't-
saying, yeah.
how did I not realize that was the same guy? Continue. My
Yeah.
bad.
Okay.
Oh.
Roger Pack. That was Barty Crouch Sr.
Mm-hmm.
We have Vern Troyer, which he was Grip Hook,
Mhm.
the original Grip Hook, and then the other guy came in the last installment to replace him.
Vern Troyer had a big moment in Hollywood history for a sec.
Yes, for
yeah,
sure.
good.
We have Paul Ritter. He was Eldred Werple. He was just a side character, kind of.
Okay. I don't remember him.
Robert Hardy, the Minister of Magic, or Cornelius Fudge.
Okay.
Robert Knox. He was Marcus Belby, the guy that used to eat like a savage. You know,
Oh,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
the kid that ate like a savage. Terrence Baylor. He was the Bloody Baron. He was a ghost in the castle.
Okay.
And then Dave Legano. He was Greyback, the Death Eater, the werewolf Death Eater.
Okay.
Okay. So, out of 15 of these characters,
Mm-hmm.
6 have died from cancer.
Ooh.
Damn.
6 have died from either suicide, surgery complications,
Mhm.
or foul play.
Ooh.
Only 3 have died from natural causes.
Which makes sense because there were a few that were on the older
There
end of
were
the
a few
spectrum.
that were
Yeah.
on the yes.
Even back then, they were older.
Come on.
Yeah.
The young kid was actually stabbed at the age of 18 trying to protect his sibling.
Really?
He was stabbed to death.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is an unusual amount of deaths for a film series.
Right?
And it's not even like a majority of these people are elderly.
Right.
I mean, some of them were, of
Some of
course,
them were, but
most
not
of the
all
elderly ones are the cancer deaths.
Yeah.
Though that's the strange thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you still got
like,
John Cleese, like, still kicking. He's been active since like the 60s.
I don't know who
and
that
it's
is.
like,
it was Nearly Headless Nick.
Yeah.
I saw like the first 2 movies. So.
He was in the first one. Yeah.
Oh.
He was the ghost. He was the ghost that had like the head that was like almost cut off.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
John Cleese is like Monty Python royalty.
I suck at
you're not
helping.
I know. I feel like if I just keep like referencing, it's like, oh no.
One of them are gonna be like, yeah.
Rat Race? You ever see Rat Race? No.
No.
It just really, because it's like the more, it's just wild that there are that many people.
Yeah.
That's a lot for a movie that's so modern.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, okay. Because, it just really got me thinking, with everybody talking about how, like, the hurricane that hit North Carolina, like, was it an accident? And this and that. And it's like, okay, well, is this an accident? Is something going on?
Here's something to consider is there is an online theory because like everybody who like has followed Harry Potter in any way, shape or form on social media in the last like 2 or 3 years, they know about J.K. Rowling and how much of a shithead she is. And she's like super anti-trans, super anti, like she's just not a good person. And there was a theory circulating earlier this year that you could see black mold in the background of her house. That like it was like so it almost makes you wonder if it was one of those things where like you got an unclean set, in her case an unclean fucking house, and like that's like deteriorating her mind. Instead of dying, she just turns into a fucking savage piece of shit. But is it possible that some of the other ones? Well, that's what I'm saying is I'm wondering if like we're talking about unclean sets, we're talking about black mold on the set possibly, because I mean that can lead to cancer.
Yeah.
Black mold.
Well, and you got to think that they cut corners all over the place.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure.
That's what I was going to say is like just unhealthy work environments, not just necessarily even black mold, but the kind of stuff that like made stuff like The Wizard of Oz horrible.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Which
but
I didn't
like,
realize it was The Wizard of Oz was as horrible as it was.
Oh yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
They barely had regulations then.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
They didn't give a fuck.
But it just is like, there's all that talk that, this movie was cursed. And there's actually a series, I can't remember what streaming service it's on. It's cursed movie sets.
Yeah.
And they go into like all these movies over the years that they think have been cursed. And it's like, is this one of them?
Right.
It could be.
Did J.K. Rowling's bad juju
rub off on
come and say, okay, well, let's,
what?
Get rid of this?
That's the thing. That's the thing. It's like you can have a redneck in a trailer who's talking about that kind of stuff that has no following. But when you've got like when you're one of the biggest names in the world and you put that bad energy out there, I mean that can have an effect.
That's going to affect something.
Well, bad energy says that it comes back by 10, so like, and they say normally bad energy doesn't attack the person that's actually the cause.
Right.
It attacks those that are important or close to it. And these actors have made her tons of money. Now, granted, her books were popular before the movies.
Yeah. But the movies really
took it to the next level.
Yeah.
And without the movie, she wouldn't be nearly the celebrity that she is.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So what if the universe is wiping these people out so that they can't make her more revenue? Or, like, who knows? I'm just getting my
conspiracy hat on.
Tinfoil hat going.
Yeah.
So that was mine. That
I
was
like
fun.
it. I like it. I'd like to do an entire episode on cursed movies at some point.
That's actually, I like that idea.
Yeah, I think that could
How
be
are you
Because-
gonna like that idea?
I know.
Really?
I'm gonna literally have like a list of movies that you're gonna like. It's like required reading for you.
Give it to me
I
like a
think-
month in advance, and I got this or something.
I feel
can
got
try.
no,
it.
you're not gonna know. Me
I
and
got
you,
it. I'll watch
at
me
least
and you,
3
Justin,
of
are gonna
them.
have to deal with this one.
That's all right. That's all right.
She's just gonna sit and be like, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is. I don't know what the movie. I don't know that movie. I've never seen it.
What's a Ninja Turtle? I don't know
What's
what that
a ninja turtle?
All right. Well, this has been weird news, and weird it has been, and we managed to go off on some random tangent as
Oh,
we
yeah.
do.
I
fucking love it.
off. We were out
Yeah.
there.
Let's get on New Orleans on y'all. Let's go on down south to New Orleans now.
I mean, New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Let's talk about the Casket Girls. So the Casket Girls are definitely one of the contributing factors to why there's such a vampiric air to New Orleans. It's one of those cities that's it's very easy to associate. A lot of different TV shows, movies, etc. have portrayed New Orleans in a vampiric light, and it's one of those things. It's got that vibe. It's got a vampire vibe, and it started at least in part with the Casket Girls. So the Casket Girls, and I'm gonna fuck this up because I did not take French. Filles à la cassette. I don't know if you're supposed to how you pronounce L's in. I don't know. I'm gonna do the American. I'm gonna do the American thing. Filles à la cassette.
I love it.
Yeah,
I like it.
That's
It
right.
sounded right to me.
That's right. That's right.
Fleur de lis.
Buongiorno.
Yeah.
So they were a group of young women sent to the French colonies of Louisiana, particularly New Orleans, in the early 18th century. They play a key role in the development of the colony society, but over time the story became much more entangled with local folklore, contributing to their mysterious legacy.
So technically, they were sending them to pimp them out, to make babies and marry the men because there was an overpopulation of men compared to women, and they sent them over and said, "Go get to fucking because we need babies."
Is that why gumbo is such a thing there?
What?
Just thinking, gumbo has a lot of sausage and shrimp. Sounds like a very dude thing
God.
to make.
No. Oh my
It's a
god.
literal sausage party.
Literal sausage party. Well, as Ashley said, in the early 18th century, Louisiana was sparsely populated. Its capital, New Orleans, was founded by Jean-Baptiste Lamoine de Bienville. At the time, dude, yeah, I think I did that one pretty good, actually. I didn't do bad with that one.
Sounded pretty French.
Jean-Baptiste Lamoine de Bienville. Ho ho, oui, oui.
Oui, oui, baguette.
Oui, oui, baguette. Ho ho.
Jean m'appelle Bethany.
I don't know what that means.
I think that means my name is Bethany.
Oh, I know. Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu. I still don't even know fully what that means, but if I from
I have no
context,
I
I'm
think
pretty
it's
sure
like holy shit.
that's from context exactly what I think it
Sacre,
means.
holy
yeah,
shit.
yeah. Now, it was mostly a sausage party down there because it was primarily inhabited by male soldiers, trappers, and settlers. So it was definitely a situation of like, and I can understand why, because like a raw Louisiana, dude, fuck that. That is not a place for an 18th century lady.
They were just looking at each other going, "You got a pretty mouth."
No. It was more like, ho, 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 you got a pretty mouth. Ho, 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 ho. Let me get on in there. Ho, ho, ho. Let me see what that gator do.
Nice.
I would try to pet the alligators.
This has nothing to do with that.
I don't care.
Well, it kind of does if you think about it, though, because I mean, like, okay, 18th century. That you're talking about the ladies that are going to be coming to like places like that. They're going to be like the women of refinement. They're going to be like the ladies.
Do you think they were though? I bet you
I-
they sent the most skank
Yeah,
ass
I
piece
don't-
of shit women
I don't
over
necessarily
because,
see the refinement being
they
sent
knew
over.
those men were so dried up that they were going to be willing to put their gumbo in anything.
I'm
worst
talking
of the
about at
worst.
first. I'm talking about when it was like when New Orleans was first a thing. And you couldn't just have a bunch of ladies running around back then because you had to have like, it was like there's gators going on. It's all swampy and shit. Like before New Orleans was a thing, it was just a fucking swampland.
Women can do it. What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say back then they didn't think they could.
Bethany, get your squirt gun.
All right, I got it. It's locked and loaded.
Look, I'm just talking about it from a historical context. I think you could have had an entire, you know what? Here, I'll say it on record. You could have had nothing, a Mayflower full of women showing up to New Orleans, and it would have been better than anything. They would have set everyone hundreds of years into the future. But that didn't happen.
Now you're just trying to cover your tracks because you don't want the squirt gun.
There's just no winning, is there? There's no winning, is there?
Absolutely not. You're a man. So
Some bullshit. Some bullshit. Some bullshit.
Honestly, if it was just women, I don't see them being like, this looks like a good place to hang out and live.
They would just leave.
Yeah, they'd be like, yuck, it's hot. Okay. There's alligators. Okay.
And I'm getting swampy in my nether regions.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so it was probably a bunch of dudes that showed up and they're like, oh, you know what, we got here, so we're going to have to stay here. We're going to, like, stubborn dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
They didn't want to ask for directions to better places.
And they just stayed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they could have had Florida, and they...
Which is not
Florida was shit too.
Much better, but...
No.
Well...
Actually, I think around this time, pirates were going on in Florida, so I mean, like...
I want to go to
Florida was Spain, though. Florida was Spanish at the time.
Yeah, so the French had to be like, oh, I can't go to Florida. We got to go a little bit over to the west here now.
Like a French New Orleans, like it's like French and New Orleans, like
it's gonna be Creole the whole time.
Oh my god!
It's gonna make you want a gumbo, a little bit of etouffee in here.
I'm not gonna lie, I've wanted gumbo since we started the episode.
I could fuck up some etouffee or some beignets. Not gonna lie.
I don't know what that is.
The beignets are like those little donuts. Yeah, the
donut.
etouffee is like a fucking. It's like gravy and fries and shit. I don't know what all's in it, but it's some kind of
anything with gravy and fries. I love it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Can't go wrong with gravy and fries. But to stabilize the population and encourage settlement, because I guess it was one of those things where a bunch of dudes were kind of like, oh, there's a lot of goddamn sausage around here, not the good kind of sausage. You're making a gumbo. Oh, we're gonna have to get some ladies in here soon. Ha ha ha. And apparently they decided to oblige them, and they sent because there was a strong demand for women who could marry these men and help establish families. This thing that's what they love the guys of because it's all got to be.
It really
back then,
sounds pimp like.
It really sounds pimp like pimping for marriage and babies.
Yeah. It's like 90 Day Fiance on steroids.
Yeah,
but when you think about it in this time period, basically that's what it was like for women.
Yeah,
I mean,
they were property.
Yeah. Chattel.
Probably
if you will.
some dad was tired of feeding his daughter and was like, "Hey, send her over there."
Mm-hmm. And the worst part is this was a joint effort between the French government and the Catholic Church because they began in tandem arranging. Yeah, I know, right? I'm surprised. The Catholic Church doing some bad shit?
Hate mail.
That's
Weird
right.
Wide Podcast.
Give us your hate. Give us your hate. We're just going to put you on the newsletter. We're going to win. So they began arranging for young women to be sent to the French colonies for this purpose. The first groups included women from orphanages, convents, or poor families, often referred to as the filles du roi, the daughters of the king, which is kind of funny. That's like the Greenland, Iceland thing where they were like, Greenland is actually... It's actually really icy, but Iceland is like really kind of nice. And so they were like,
really bothers me. Also, I recently learned that Iceland only has like one city.
Yeah, there's nothing there. There's not a lot there at all.
So cool.
Yeah, because the Vikings knew how to do it.
Yeah, the Vikings got here way before. Yeah.
They didn't want anybody coming over, so they're like, let's name it Iceland, so they stay the fuck out.
Literally, it was literally, but
Genius.
this has the same vibe to it of like, these are the daughters of the king coming over, you guys. Like, we're getting
Bertha
fucking.
comes over and she's like, hey, who wants to fuck? You know?
Hey, who wants to fuck?
Getting the lady equivalent of like the fucking, like, if like Pepe Le Pew was a chick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bunch of skunk ass fucking like reject French ladies showing up.
We.
We
everyone's
indeed.
Probably some of them might have had
Sacre
some.
bleu!
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu! Oh wait, I know Mwent. Mwent is shit. So like, oh, the daughters of the king are coming. Oh, Mwent.
That is honestly such a good noise to be meaning shit. It's like a sound.
I only know
like
it
a
for,
word.
I only know it because of Bill and Ted when like Napoleon was in the future and he went
Jesus.
bowling and he fucks up and he's just like Mwent, 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 Mwent. And it's just like shit.
Oh my god. I only know it because of Bill and Ted. Oh look, Bill and Ted did something good for the world.
Bill and Ted
Bill and Ted did a lot good.
did a lot of good for the world. Yeah, we're not going to have another Keanu discussion here, okay?
You just sit down and you shut your whore mouth.
That's right. They saved the world thrice. Okay,
I wouldn't.
thrice.
I would
Thrice. Okay,
never seen it.
I know.
Shut up.
We know. We know.
Stop talking.
We know.
You're killing our
Station.
You're killing her vibe, Bethany. Killing her vibe.
So, Ashley, what else do we know about the Filles de Roi, the daughters of the king?
Evidently, when they started coming over,
Mhm.
there started to be a rash of deaths, which, you know,
That's a great
old.
sign.
You know, well, and they had to blame somebody, so they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, well, these bitches coming over with caskets,
See, again, they're just blaming
their
the ladies.
baggage.
All
They
I'm
gave
saying, though,
Casket-like baggage, so it looked like caskets
ew.
when they brought their stuff over.
Mhm.
So that's why they were called casket girls, because
Mm-hmm.
they carried all their belongings in these wooden crates that were shaped like caskets.
But all these deaths, it kind of helps out with the whole too many men thing, you know?
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that's true. That is a good way to look at it. Like, that is some glass half
I'm sure
full
they
shit right
weren't.
there.
I'm sure they weren't doing that.
I'm sure they weren't. But if you think about it, that is some glass half full shit. That is some
And-
like, wow, the less
and if
sausage in
you-
a gombo. Ho ho,
Yeah.
oui.
And
Sacre
if you have
bleu.
tits in a vagina, you're fucked. You know.
Yeah,
just
well,
all
If
that's-
you're not a witch, you're a vampire.
You could
Correct.
basically name the entirety of human history what you just said.
Yeah.
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 Also, the Casket Girls, that kind of sounds like a 90s all girl like band
Metal
of some
band.
sort.
Fuck
Yeah.
I would listen to the Casket
I'd
Girls.
jam the Casket Girls.
Or like one of those like websites from the early 2000s that had a whole bunch of goth.
Oh yeah, like that would be like some like rotten.com fucking type of shit, casketgirls.com.
I don't know what
It
Rotten.com
sounds like a porn
was.
site.
Yeah.
It does,
that's
like
what I was
Suicide
like-
Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
everybody likes Suicide Girls. Everybody likes Suicide Girls. Everybody would like Casket Girls. In another dimension, it's probably what's
Oh,
going
yeah.
on. Oh yeah,
But I think it was probably just the normal shit. The plague, the, tuberculosis.
living in a fucking
whatever.
gator-ridden
Alligators.
fucking swamp. Yeah, that's
they
gonna do it.
probably had malaria. Like,
Oh, yeah.
who knows?
I forgot about
You know,
malaria.
Yeah,
So there was a lot of death that miraculously started happening when they came over. No, it
Which
was
I-
just because people were smashed more together then.
yeah,
Because there were
yeah.
more people around.
yeah.
So of course disease is gonna spread rampant.
Yeah, because
Duh.
like what before you just had a bunch of dudes going out into the wilderness trying to stake their
Yeah.
claim on shit. So they're not like in close proximity, but all of a sudden, like you got a fucking tavern full of the fucking kings of the daughters of the king.
Yeah.
You know.
And everybody's trying to get their slice of heaven.
Yeah, so they're all up in each other's shit, like all like so. Yeah, it's that plague's gonna spread. That malaria, like STDs, had to
Oh,
spread.
God.
Because that's something else. It's like we just said, they're not the bot or the top echelon of like lady society. We're getting poor chicks. We're getting, the forgotten, the outcasts, the ones that are probably have spent some time professionally on their back.
Yeah.
And that's not a dig at them. That's just how it is.
On all fours. Let's not be squares here.
Or on their knees, or in a pile driver position.
Okay, let's not go that deep. But anyway, so supposedly they stored their caskets, if you will, at a like a mosque or something.
Well, it was not a mosque. No. That's a different version of American history that didn't happen. It was in 1728 when they came over. It was the French Ursuline nuns. They had established, because it was all organized by the Catholics. It was the Catholics working with the French government. So they would set up like a convent and a school in New Orleans. New Orleans. Yeah. Requested the French government to send women of good moral character to help build the colony society. In response, France sent a group of like, we don't need these ones.
They look like this.
Yeah, they like, do I get to go to the New World? That's what they sent.
But you have to remember too, if these guys are that hard up,
they're not going to care.
Well, that's like a manatee into a beautiful mermaid situation.
Literally, clearly, because like
it's a shallow house situation.
Exactly, and it's one of those things too.
Doesn't know the reference.
I do. That one I know. The reference.
Nice. It's a problematic movie. It's very fat phobic.
God, yeah. But I've seen it so many times. Too.
It's it's funny though. There is that one part where the kid's got the fucking, and it's like, oh, you're beautiful, and it's like, oh, that was sweet, but. Yeah. No, but like the French government was basically like, okay. Like they want some hot chicks to show up on a boat, but like, I don't really want to like give up all these hot chicks around here. So like, they're going to be fine if we send some fucking threes.
What are they going to do?
What are they going to do? Yeah. What are they going to do? They're out there in the fucking swamp. They're going to fuck what they get. Yeah. They're fucking alligators right now.
The poor alligators.
I know. Like that. Why do you think they're so aggressive?
That makes sense.
Because a bunch of sausage fest gumbo motherfuckers look at that. Look at that fuck lizard right there.
Look at that fuck lizard.
So anyways,
they
like to say that either the Casket girls were vampires,
or
that they brought vampires with them in said caskets from the motherland.
But in reality, all it was that they brought with them were like just what they had. I mean, it was just like clothing, linens.
Yeah.
But a lot of their stuff was stored in this the nunnery.
The convent, yeah.
The convent. A lot of the stuff was stored there, and they never even got their shit anyway.
Right.
So then there was this huge thing about, the convent, that's where all the vampires are.
Yeah.
And then they come out and eat us.
Well, and also it didn't help either because like the convent, like there was like a lot of things
into it.
Yeah, well, a lot of things like were fueled by it because like all the windows were like nailed shut, so like it had this like vibe of like there is something going on here, which like, and that's such an easy setting. Like to have like you got this like up and coming, like it's just a hamlet or a town at this point. I mean, I don't know when it was founded, but like it wasn't like the major metropolis that it is now. And then all of a sudden you got this like creepy building, which like look, Catholic buildings, Christian buildings are all beautiful for the most part, but they have a creepy factor to them.
They're very like ominous.
Yeah. And it's like, very easy to see darkness in something like that.
Especially when you're feeding it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When you're like when you're telling people like, oh, this is creepy, and it's something that's already creepy,
It also probably has something to do with the fact of like these are now like new stories we can tell. Like we've been hunting, trapping, all this shit, and they probably saw some weird fucking shit. But like all of a sudden it's like we got a new fun story. It's like, did you hear about the Casket girls? I mean, a bunch of girls came over from France, and they got all these caskets. I don't know what's going on with them caskets. Because like again, I don't feel like it was even like the highest echelon of humans that were sent to New Orleans to begin with.
No. But I think it also made it so that they had a stigma about them, and a lot of the men were like, yeah, I think we'll die without it.
Yeah.
But I also bet... it backfired.
I bet you they were fucking. I bet you they were fucking.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so sad for the women, though, because could you imagine being taken from your family and being like, you're going to go...
Sold
for that.
Yeah.
And they're like, but hey, it's okay. You're going to go and you're going to find a wonderful husband and you're going to have a family and live this wonderful life, only to get there and get treated like dog shit.
Yeah, like you get there and like all of a sudden it's like you're getting blamed for all their bullshit. That is some fucking...
That's shitty.
Yeah. That okay,
that
if anybody...
man bullshit.
If anybody needs a super soaker full of pee, it's Nolans.
Call me.
Yeah.
Call me. I got you.
Yeah. See?
Well, no, it's not New Orleans. It's the French.
It was
French
everybody.
Government.
It was everybody.
Well, they started it.
Yeah.
They started it.
Well, one of the things that like kept the rumors going was there was like a lot of claims that like the caskets were never ever opened at all. Like you said,
they weren't.
Right, they were locked up at the convent.
Said, you don't need these.
Right. They locked them up there, but then there was also this thought of like that like there was just too big and too like they were like, this just seems a little bit big for what you're bringing to the fucking new world, which is like, I don't know, that's kind of fucked up in itself. Like that's
you don't need that much.
Yeah, you don't need that much. Like you're coming here to get a husband.
It's already here. What do you mean? Like
which is fucked up.
Yeah. And that's what started, but like, we could sit there and talk about how fucked up it is, but like, that led to people thinking they were vampires or vampire-like creatures.
Horrible. These poor women.
Literally.
And then, then you got the witch shit, and then, I don't know.
Well, that's something else too, is like, there was definitely a human slave trade at this point still. Yeah. Very active in like various parts of America, and
then you have the hoodoo and voodoo.
That's
down
exactly
there.
What I was about to say. Is like like a lot of that comes from those like those cultures that feeds into like it kind of like it weirdly does the melting pot thing, like we're supposed to be doing. It just didn't do it in a good way. It just gave extra fuel for a bunch of fucking rubes to be like, these fucking ugly bitches. That's a vampire.
Yeah.
That's a vampire right there.
She gonna bite my neck.
She gonna bite my neck. She gonna suck all my blood. Suck her blood.
I wonder too, though. God. It makes me think, it makes me wonder, because they brought all this stuff over, taking up space on these ships that are, I'm wondering if they like took these cases and they're like, oh, you don't need this. But like in reality, there was some fucked up shit in there.
Yeah,
ooh.
There could have been.
There could have been. I mean, any kind of like metaphorical dirty laundry that people needed to get.
Like, okay, not to bring up another, black mark on history, but I mean, just like the Jewish people when they were taking them to the concentration camps. Oh, yeah, pack all your stuff. Bring it along, and then they get there and they take it and go through it and keep the good shit.
Yeah.
Well, who's to say that the church or the convent didn't go, okay, take all the good shit out.
I mean, honestly, that's a very good point, because I mean, like, the Catholic Church is kind of known for doing that. So it's very possible. Now, I also don't think that like the majority of the daughters of the king had a lot of good stuff, but I imagine...
No, but they would have brought what they did have with them.
And I imagine that any of that good stuff probably they didn't get to keep.
No. Or they gave it to the men that that took them, or, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Because at this point, like, you know, this is like when people talk about like original families and shit. Because like that's the kind of town that loves that original family shit. We live in the same kind of area. It's just a lot less dramatic. Where it's like if you got a certain last name, you think you're somebody.
Oh yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
you can do all kinds of bad shit, and everybody turns their face away and goes, "I didn't see that. I don't know what you're talking about."
And Nolan's fucking sick with that kind of shit.
Back in the day,
Back in the day, I would say even today is probably. I mean, I don't know, but I would imagine today.
I mean, I'm sure there are big names.
I could see Nolan's being like that.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Especially considering it's such a touristy area.
Yeah.
So the people, the non-tourists, they all know each other.
They all know each other. And actually there was a comedian that had a whole bit about that, about how like because the people that live there in the hospitality industry all know each other. They all go to each other's barbecues and shit. Yeah. Makes sense.
Oh yeah. So
that's even the same thing happens in Gettysburg.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because a lot of people that live in Gettysburg rely on the tourist industry for their livelihood.
Yeah.
So, and they all know each other because they all work together and to get, you know, like when people were defacing statues and stuff, they chose Gettysburg as the place to go to fuck with the statues, you know, and these people banded together and took shifts to protect these statues from these people that were going to come and deface them. The people of Gettysburg took shifts to make sure that everything was going to be okay because they rely on it so much.
Yeah. And that's modern day.
That it's the same. Yeah.
Yeah, that's modern day.
That it's the same.
Yeah, there had to have been a lot more of that rampant in the 18th century for sure.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, the shit was fucking, I can guarantee, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Now, devil's advocate here. Is there...
It would be the man doing the devil's advocate here, but go ahead.
I'm serving my purpose is what I'm doing. Is it possible, though, that there's any... And we're just going to get into the, you know, what we do here. We like to look at the weird. We like to look at the supernatural. Is there any chance that there's any truth to the vampiric undertones of the situation here? Is there possible that we actually had some real vampires on our hands with the Casket Girls?
It would not be far-fetched to think that even if it wasn't legit vampire, that somebody thought that they were one.
Yeah.
And went about and messed with shit. Yeah.
I could see that.
I can't help but think that there had to have been something going on, because why, of all things, you're going to have luggage? Why have it casket shaped? It's not even a convenient shape to move product.
No, There's
not. Something,
but they weren't making it easy for them. They weren't trying to make it easy for the women, though, if you really think about it.
Well,
so why not give them a gaudy, awful thing to move their shit around? Or they're not going to make it on the ship over. So why not provide them with their already ready-made casket to throw them overboard in?
That's true.
That's one that I wouldn't have thought about. Like
something else to consider too is, like, we're talking about the Catholic Church, a lot of conspiracies surrounding the Catholic Church. Is it possible too? Because like the consensus I'm gathering from everything, from what I've looked into it, is like you said, they were locked away, taken away. Is it possible this is something that like the Catholic Church or the French government were just trying to like slip under the rug? Some kind of evidence of something. Tinfoil hat. That's right.
I mean, what else? Think about it. Nobody was sending their upper crust members of society to the New World. No. Nobody was.
No, there was like a handful of like the top guys, and then it was just rubes.
They were trying to get rid of all the piece of shits in their country.
Under the guise of like, go on this grand manifest destiny adventure. You're gonna love it. New Orleans is fucking awesome, and it's like, thanks.
I mean, how many times do you hear about that in history where they're like, oh yeah, we sent like Australia.
Yeah, I mean, Australia is there because
all their murderers and rapists and criminals, and that's all Australia was.
Yeah, it was founded by like the modern Australia, founded by criminals.
Crazy because Australians are they're known for being like very friendly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so is New Orleans. If you think about it, what do you know? It's a fun party destination where you can have melting pots of people and everybody's accepted and everybody's loved, and you can, that's supposed to be what the entire United States of America was supposed to be like. But
that's true.
Not.
But also for both places, this is something else to consider. If you get drunk and you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, you're gonna get fucking stabbed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
New Orleans and Australia.
Oh yeah.
If you don't come correct,
go big or go home.
Yeah, you're gonna get fucked up.
Or you're at least gonna be severely cursed.
Yeah.
Yeah. New Orleans is so scary to me because of that shit. Because like, obviously, I definitely believe in a lot of like the metaphysical type. Mm-hmm. So like going down to New Orleans, like nah.
I'd like to. I'd like to
check it out.
Oh yeah. But it's also at the same time, like it's almost scary to me because like, there's bad magic. There's bad magic.
There is.
Well, there has to be good and bad to everything. There has to be two sides to every coin.
That's a fact.
But just because but think about it this way: just because you think it's bad doesn't mean that guy's going to think it's bad.
That is true too. That is
your idea of bad is different than this guy's idea of bad. This guy's idea of bad could be, well, I'm just trying to rid the world of more bad. So technically, I'm in the right by doing. So it's just, I don't know. Are there things labeled bad and things that are labeled good? Yes. But
some things are objectively bad and objectively good.
I feel like when it comes to metaphysical stuff, there's more gray than black and white.
Yeah, with the metaphysical, there is so much gray area. It
all is your intention. Like if you're gonna curse somebody, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, what's your intention behind that curse?
Right, like what do you hope to accomplish with it?
Is your intention trying to protect others from that person? Or is your intention self reliant and selfish? Then yes, then you are in the wrong. If you are trying to curse that person or bind that person to protect others from them, then is it bad?
Well, it's just it's like I just rewatched The Craft the other day, and it's like when Nancy like goes fucking ham, and then at the end it's like, he said you've abused the power that you've given him, and she was all self-serving. It was all like
it was all about gaining more.
Exactly.
More. She was selfish.
And eventually she was rendered completely insane.
Because she got what she threw out times 10 and then some.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why Sarah was like doing okay at the end.
Yeah, because she was using her power against them to protect others. Like
she did it, like she fucked up a little bit at first. She like did it like very selfish, but then like was like, hey, we shouldn't be doing this like this. And then that's why she ended up the victor.
But she did bad stuff to protect others. So then is it bad?
Well, no. The first thing she did. You know
what I mean?
The first thing she did where she made the guy fall in love with her.
Oh yeah. Nobody should ever do that.
But then she learned but then she learned her lesson and then it became the power she's using against him was not bad.
But that's
I don't
what I'm
think.
trying that's what I'm trying to say. Like Nancy did the same stuff, but it was bad.
Yeah.
Then Sarah does the stuff and it's the same stuff, but for a different intention.
She knew she had to protect like the people around her.
Correct. So then, would you label her bad?
I would label Sarah as good.
But see, that's that gray area there, you see. You know?
That kind of comes on. I mean, that's kind of like, that's almost like Batman. You know what I mean? It's like the cops should be handling this, but he's out here stopping the Joker from like blowing up the city. So like, legally it's bad, but like, the Joker didn't blow up the city. So it's the same idea.
Yeah. Kind of.
But Nancy, I wouldn't even necessarily call Nancy bad. I mean, like, because
she was
like
misguided.
she was misguided, and she also like had a lot like of like baggage that she was like coming from. So like she ended up coming at it from a negative perspective because of that.
Okay, so I'm gonna get asshole
Ooh.
right now.
Okay.
I am so tired of hearing people say, "Oh well, they didn't know better," or "they were raised different," or blah 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 blah. That's why they do this. Okay, you can either be a victim or a survivor. You
Okay.
can't do both.
That's fair.
Did I have shit bad happen to me in my life? Yeah, I did. But
Yeah.
am I going to sit here and use it as a crutch? No, because that's wrong. But that's what other people do. No, you were just being a shit stack, Nancy. You knew better.
Nancy.
But you know what I mean? Like, you knew better. You just decided not to do better.
Counterpoint.
Okay.
She had not done the work on herself and then was given a tremendous amount of power. She had come from a poor background. She had a stepfather that was sexually abusive to her, abused her mom. And then so all of a sudden it was one of those things where it's like a homeschool kid that like gets like up there in age and then finally has sex. And it's like, oh shit. It just goes crazy.
But then counterpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Then you should blame Manal. The power giver, because he should have been smart enough not to bestow that power on her then, if you're going to go there. Or did he know it was going to fuck her up and he knew she couldn't handle it and he was going to show her the error of her ways?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
That's what I think.
I think
that it is.
Yeah.
I think I've never seen this movie, so.
How have you not seen The Craft? Also, how did we get into a full-on discussion of The Craft?
I don't know.
I mean, well, there was a point. There was a point.
Yeah,
it was like we were using
together.
it to, it all fits together. We were using it like basically like the good and the bad as far as hoodoo, voodoo, and shit, and the dark magic that New Orleans is said to have.
But you can't have light without dark. You
need both.
You can't do it. You have to have both.
Both have their purpose.
And you have to have people that know how to harness and mess with both.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the intention behind what they're doing.
Yeah.
That makes the difference.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So do we know anything else about the Casket Girls?
Not technically. Not technically. They were just a good jumping off point for weird stuff.
Yeah.
I think it. Like the premise behind the Casket Girls, like imagine like living there and then these women come along and I don't know. Is there a movie or something?
There should be.
There should be, because this feels like it would be a really good movie.
This feels like it would be one that you could do like the supernatural part of with it really well.
Yeah.
But I'd also like to see a historically accurate one too. Like I feel like this needs to be two movies. This needs to be a New Orleans vampire schlockfest.
Yes.
And it needs to be like a historically accurate. This was disease, you guys. Like they just had clothes and maybe a teddy bear of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some diamonds sewed into the side or something.
Yeah.
Like something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would watch both movies.
I would too.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's like, it's interesting to note that like, the reputation that from a supernatural, metaphysical, weird perspective that New Orleans has, I definitely think this is one of the big contributing factors to that. I think this was one of the things
I do believe this was the start.
Me too. Yeah. Me too. Because it was very early in the New Orleans history.
Yeah.
So it was a great. It was just a great like,
starter.
What's the word?
Without them, it wouldn't be what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. So this has been the Casket Girls. So I hope everybody enjoyed that. We got a little bit of an update. One of our fans did reach out to us. So shout out to Alex. Alex has a really interesting theory that I wanted to bring up before we closed out for the episode. So he was listening to one of our episodes about where we talked about the Nordics and had a theory because he said about how I kept talking about the Nordics as they are Aryans without the racism. And he said, whoa. What if, though? What if the Nordics had been in contact with the Third Reich?
Oh, shit.
Which, honestly, I could see that. That was...
Yeah.
It was a big power.
It was, and Alex made some good points of there's like, there was a lot of technological advancements with the Nazi Party, and there was a lot of like, it was one of those things where it's like their technology really did like lead the way, and like they almost won. Like they did come close to winning. And it does, like, if there's gonna be any race of aliens that the Third Reich is gonna gravitate to, it's going to be the Nordics, because they basically look like exactly what they, the blonde hair, blue eyes, golden angel, shining, beautiful motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It'd be very easy for the Nordics, if they did have a negative intention, to, convince the Nazi Party. Plus, the Nazi Party was like way into, like, people don't talk about this enough, but they were way into like the metaphysical, like Hitler, Himmler, all them guys. They were all into this idea of like this metaphysical super weapon idea, or like tapping into some kind of, energy field, or
they were definitely into some really like out there shit.
Very out there.
It's very interesting to research. But if you do research this stuff, go in knowing it's literally all horrific.
All of it. It's
horrific.
None of it is for betterment. It's all for how we can conquer more and be more assholes.
Yeah. But it is a lot of like amazing, like, to read about.
It's fascinating.
Horrific.
It's also
fascinating.
Definitely
Fascinating is the right word. Thank you.
It's also definitely going to put you on a watch list, so be careful.
Yeah, and
especially
it's gonna give you fucking nightmares.
It is. It's gonna fuck with you a little bit. So wanted to give you're gonna need get your tinfoil hats ready for that one. But I wanted to give a shout out to Alex on that one. So Alex, thanks for reaching out. If anybody else has any cool theories or anything they want us to talk about on a future episode, hit us up. It's going to be weirdwidepodcast@gmail.com. Before we get into the rest of our plugs, Ashley, give us our dad joke of the week.
What do you call ghost boobies?
What?
Paranormal entities.
Why did that one fit so well with this episode?
I don't know.
That is my favorite joke I think I've ever heard.
Yeah, that was actually, that might have been my favorite dad joke of the series so far, of the show.
Oh my God.
And that was a good one.
Like, good old Ty.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Ty. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Shout out to Ty.
I fucking love it. Well, that was amazing. Well, if you're feeling sleepy, like we all are, you're gonna want to get yourself.
Or if you can't remember your shit.
Or if you can't remember your shit, you're gonna need to get yourself a little bit of Dubby. Go on to Dubby's website. They got amazing flavors. It's clean burning energy. It's not gonna be like that shit that gives you a crash. There's no crash. And they got hydro options to fucking hydrate yourself. Do something for yourself. And then if you're gonna go get yourself some Dubby, you're gonna use promo code Weirdo1. You're gonna get yourself 10% off.
And it's honestly, it's so good. So many candy flavors.
Yeah.
And as a candy-aholic, I gotta say.
A candy connoisseur, if you will.
Yeah, candy connoisseur. Make it fancy.
That's right. This is our time. Like, we're allowed to be candy fanatics. Stop clowning around. But well, make sure that you go onto our official home on the interwebs. It's going to be www.weirdwide.com. We got every episode available for you. You got some information on us, bios on the three of us. And if you sign up for our newsletter, you're going to get episodes sent directly to you as they drop. You're going to want that. It's free. You want it. You got to go on there. Get yourself those episodes sent to you for free. Check us out on TikTok and Instagram at Weird Wide Pod. I am on there at Dudest Weirdo. Where can they find y'all?
I'm on TikTok and Instagram at bethany.gets.weird.
And I am Weird Ass Chick 86.
Yeah, you are.
You are.
Make sure, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to leave a comment below. Hit that like button, subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Tell your friends about this cult. We got, one more week of Weirdtober? Weirdtober is going to be coming to a close, sadly. I can't believe we're going through the month this quick. Like, if it's crazy.
I know. The fact that we're already at the end of fucking Weirdtober, I'm really sad because I really like dressing up.
Yeah, you know what? We don't have to stop dressing up.
No, we do.
True.
We don't. We don't. We can keep dressing up.
We are the
Please don't
bosses
make
of
me do
the.
it.
We are the bosses of the podcast.
Exactly. Like we're the administration here. We can make these. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Oh,
Interesting.
You can be a sourpuss if you want.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
The sourpuss.
Done.
She said, "All right, cool." But fear not, even after Weirdtober is over, we got a lot of fun stuff coming up. So make sure you stay tuned. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about Weirdtober. We're having a good time. Even though I think we are all a little extra tired just from our personal lives right now. Yeah. But still having a good time with it. So
I'm a little sweaty.
Yeah. That's
I'm getting
constant.
baked under this light.
Well, let's get you out of here then. So make sure to tune in next week. Tell your friends. We love you all. Y'all stay weird.